Yeah, so welcome everybody. My name is Moshe Safran. I head up RSIP Vision USA. Thanks everybody for joining and responding to our invitations. I'm going, okay, now your mics will be muted, but please feel free to write in your questions during the course of the talk, and we'll try to address them at the end. You should have a question box to be able to type them in. If you stop hearing, then also write it in. If I see a lot of those, then we'll deal with any technical glitches as well. Again, my name is Moshe Safran. I head up RSIP USA, and today our lead radiologist, Rabeeh, will talk about his perspective on implementing AI and embedding clinical guidance in AI development. A few words about our company in the next slide. For those of you who are the first time in one of our webinars, so we're an AI solutions firm, and we're focused on building computer vision capabilities for medical imaging applications. We partner with the medical device industry to help develop new technologies, taking them from R&D to production. We have a pretty big team. I've been doing this for over 25 years, and we're proud that our solutions are integrated in clinical settings and deployed in surgical procedures. In the next slide, just a few examples of the type of tasks and challenges that we take on. So anything from image segmentation, generating 3D models of a heart chamber or of an airway, of the airways, or of the bones from various imaging modalities, multimodal registration, surgical video analysis, various surgical navigation capabilities, anything in the realm of computer vision and image analysis for medical applications is really in our wheelhouse. And today, Rabeeh will share his perspectives and his role in our development process. We hope very much that this will be interesting and informative to you all. We look forward to your interactions as well. And Rabeeh, go ahead. The floor is yours. Sorry, Rabeeh, you're on mute. Nope, still mute. Maybe the computer or the mic. Hang on. Oh, maybe it's my fault. Hang on. Let me try. Okay, try now.
Yeah, you're muted. Okay.
Yeah, I just wanted to mute the audience, not you.
Okay, I can be audience, but not this time.
Not this time. Go ahead.
Okay, so thank you very much, Moshe, for the introduction. So again, my name is Rabeeh Fares. I'm a radiologist. I work in a tertiary hospital in the center of Tel Aviv. And I will go with you briefly about my role in the company here. So I will start now. Thank you. Thank you all who joined us. Thank you very much for joining the webinar. So as we all know that the algorithmic revolution has become part of our life for a few years now and is here to stay. We cannot imagine any aspect of our modern life without it. The medical profession is no different, but it lags behind other fields such as communication, insurance, advertisement, retail, automotive, etc. This situation is absurd because there's nothing more important than our health. As I see the near future, the integration of AI in all aspects of medicine is inevitable and necessary to reach a new level of accuracy in diagnosis and treatment. So in what ways can AI assist the physicians? Almost in any way, in all ways possible. It can enhance the detection accuracy. It can detect small or subtle findings that the human eye can miss. It can shorten the time to the final report by scanning faster the imaging. It can eliminate inter and intra-observer errors, which ensures repeatability. It may help in getting a final diagnosis and prognosis, which is by using this whole new big field that is called radiomics. It can decrease the complication of interventional procedures by improving planning. So all this together have a major impact on decision-making and improving patient care. Here I want to show you in the first example, this is a routine a procedure that we do in our department, also in other departments. This is a liver angiography Here we use the heated map colors to enhance visualization. So normally we do this procedure to visualize the anatomy of the liver or to reach some lesion, maybe apply selectively chemotherapy or radiotherapy, or for occlusion of a bleeding vessel, or putting a stent. There's a wide spectrum of procedures that we are doing by this method. And this method might be complicated. Normally, we enter the arterial tree from a peripheral large artery, and we go upstream in a retrograde fashion to enter the hepatic arteries, and then selectively reach these small vessels that we need to reach. So there's a lot of road to go through, and this is prone to a lot of complications. Complication can be dissection of the vessel, bleeding, thrombosis, or injecting into the wrong vessel, which can make a lot of damage to the healthy part of the liver. So AI can come here handy by maybe reconstructing a 3D model for a better roadmap planning to reach the lesion faster and more accurate by deploying the medicine selectively and safely. The second example that I want to show you is this is an MRI. This is axial slice after injection of gadolinium, which is a kind of contrast material that we use in MRI. And as you can see, there is a tumor that occupies the left frontal lobe. And this patient have been given chemotherapy and radiation therapy for 4 to 5 courses. And as a radiologist, we had a problem with interpreting the results. Why? Because different tumors in the brain respond differently to treatment. Some tumors, or most tumors, respond by shrinkage. That way we can say that visually the tumor shrunk in volume and it responded well to therapy. But some tumors respond well to therapy by expanding. And in these situations, we call it pseudoprogression. But there is no way in our arsenal of tools that can we detect this pseudoprogression with certainty. So maybe the algorithms or the AI can help us by some texture analysis or surface tension analysis or habitat vascularity analysis to better detect and classify these pseudoprogressions and help the clinician to understand if this patient has responded well to therapy and continue this therapy, or progressed, deteriorated, and then change the regime, the regimen, or apply other strategies of therapy. Okay, I will give you back microphone, Moshe.
Yes, so you still hear me, right, Rabeeh?
Yeah.
Yeah, good. So those are 2 examples of unmet needs, and there are countless, maybe infinite unmet medical needs with potential contribution from AI and from computer vision. And when medical device companies who we're partnering with are running their innovation process, there's going to be some sort of iterative process of innovating and of selecting which of these unmet needs are good candidates for contribution of AI, an invention stage, concept generation in which multiple concepts are proposed and screened, and then the implementation stages. Some of these are about the business plan, and some of them, after project launch, are the development stages themselves, in which cycles are involving the data, the algorithms, improving the algorithms, validation, and back to the data itself. And what we've found is the most effective way to help execute on these processes is by embedding the medical staff, the radiologists, the echo specialists, etc., as an integral part of the development team from the earliest stages. So from the needs identification and the concept generation stage, it's important to have multiple factors and multiple stakeholders involved, both, of course, the R&D team, who will say what is feasible, and we're going to be asking these engineering questions, which are actually going to be medical questions and application questions, as well as the medical team who are equipped to answer these questions and to inform the concept generation, and later the implementation itself. In the next slide, we can see the role of the radiologist here in this process. It's really a multifaceted role. Rabeeh, please proceed. Tell us how you see it.
Okay, thank you very much. So I see myself as a central piece that connects all different contributors and aspects of the development process, from customers to R&D team, data, ground truth, and medical society. This way, all the teams are able to see the progress of all the other teams and acknowledge different perspectives on the same project, which gives them an overall idea of the whole process instead of just looking through a tunnel vision, ultimately enhancing the solidarity and the sense of belonging. And all this positively affects the motivation and the efficiency of each team and each individual in the team. So what's my added value to this process? So the general approach of most AI companies is to ask the radiologist for a quality review only, which means annotation. This is very technical, has a narrow range of responsibility and involvement, and has no major impact on outcomes, as decisions and strategies are already made. Our approach is different. I take part in projects from the very beginning, and I'm encouraged to participate in all its aspects, asking and answering questions. So each new project starts with customer meetings and potential clients. And this meeting will be as early as in needs identification and concept generation. The purpose of this is to try and understand the clinical perspective and needs of the proposed problem. This is the best time for asking questions. Do we fully understand the problem? What does the customer exactly means? Is this a good idea? Will it have a clinical application? How would an expert approach this problem? What anatomical structure is in question? Who will supply the data? The client, us, both of us? Is it the right data? Is it of sufficient quantity and quality? Also, at times, I find myself answering the customer's questions regarding clinical and radiological perspectives on their project that are not yet to be answered or asked. This way, we build a professional yet trusting relationship that is any future collaboration and communication. So here I'm going to show you some ultrasound images, 6 images of ultrasound of different lesions in the breast. And it's challenging. Why it's challenging? For two reasons. There's much more reasons, but 2 major reasons. One reason is because repeatability is challenging in ultrasound, because there is a high inter-individual and also intra-individual errors. It means if I'm, as a radiologist, approach the same patient with the same lesion and produce the examination twice, I will come up with different images. So there is no consistency with the image acquisition. The second problem will be the wide variety of the lesion appearance on ultrasound. And this makes it really hard on us as clinicians to decide whether this is a malignant, this is benign lesion. Should we biopsy this lesion? Should we just follow up this patient? So AI can help us by maybe propose an automated lesion classification system. So we make sure that there is consistency with the acquisition of the imaging. Also, maybe we can make some quality, real-time quality control, real-time quality grading, so that all the images will be the same quality and the same plan. Also, maybe we can propose some model that can classify the lesion automatically as for suspicious lesions that need further evaluation and benign lesions that need maybe follow-up or non-touch lesions, such as cysts or simple cysts, fibroadenomas, and stuff like that in the breast. Okay, so after meeting with the client, we will meet with the R&D team. The purpose is the brainstorming and planning in order to find potential solutions for the specific problem. This process can be broken down into phases: identifying the needs and screening, concept generation, and strategy development. I explain as a clinician my point of view for the solution, and the R&D team explain the technological aspect and the limitations. After agreeing on the concept, we start building a strategy or a work plan, project structure, as well as time and effort estimation. So here I'm showing you a fluoroscope. This is an operation room with a fluoroscope. One example of my intervention as a field clinician is to explain the limitation of the hardware, the structure of the operation theater, and the workflow during these procedures. Based on this information, the team can adapt so they avoid these limitations and provide the best possible solution to meet the project's needs. Another example here, this is another standard procedure by which we reach and image the bile system, the bile that's in the liver and in the pancreas, looking for obstructing stones or obstructing tumors. The way it is done presently is by using fluoroscopy in 2D, which make it hard to navigate as this does not take into account the depth of the patient. So the AI can help by reconstructing a 3D model from a 2D images, which have a major effect on navigation to the desired location. So this is two concept generations that AI can help us in our daily life. Following concept generation and after creating our solution strategy, we can launch the project. So the first step after launching the project is data. So I have to decide the type of data in need and how much data we need. We will search for relevant data. I inspect the data for quality and quantity. The data can come from client data sets, from our sources and data partners, or combination of the former. If all criteria are met, we proceed to the next step. If not, we continue to search for data until a satisfactory one is found. Here I'm going to show you one example of data that is flow quality. This is a CT of the brain at the level of the posterior fossa. And as you can see, there's a lot of streak artifacts that can disturb the anatomy of the posterior fossa and the brain parenchyma. Okay, so after data gathering, we go to ground truth, which is annotation. I normally meet with the medical data analysis team. Our annotators are typically medical interns and biomedical engineers, so they have relevant background and strong motivation. They perform not only the annotation itself, but also help me in providing medical context to the engineering teams. This is an example of annotation and segmentation of the vertebral column. As you can see here that each vertebra was segmented using a different color. The intervertebral disc is colored with green, and the vertebral canal is red here. If you look on the bottom of the screen, you can see a table that we use for quality assurance. I go through each segmentation and annotation and grade it from 1 to 5. 1, I fully agree there is no need for any correction, and 5 is a significant correction need to be done. After that, I perform a second quality check to make sure that we have reached a desired accuracy. In challenging cases, I will do the annotation myself, and also in cases of special modalities such as fluoroscopy, X-ray, ultrasound, echo, that need expertise to even detect the pathology. I or another radiologist or echo specialist will perform the annotation themselves. So the last thing that I wanted to speak about is the medical society and the connection to the medical society. In those cases that I could not provide answers and solutions, and an expert opinion is needed, I contact a specialist and consult him or her regarding the question at hand. It's always easier for a physician to talk to a colleague instead of an outsider. I bring back these new insights, which help us reach better solutions and results. One example was in one of the projects, they sought my guidance in identifying and annotating the chambers of the heart from echo images. In Israel, cardiologists, not radiologists, perform and interpret the echoes. So in order to meet the needs, I joined a number of echo examinations performed by a senior cardiologist in the hospital, during which she explained to me what we see and how we see it. After that, I came back equipped with enough knowledge to answer the questions and accurately guide the team. In other cases, we will bring in the outside expert to directly advise the team without me interfering in the middle. So that was my part in the company. I hope you understood, and it was brief. And thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, we've got another thank you slide, even the next one. Yeah. So again, thanks everybody for joining us today. This recording will be made available. We'll keep you up to date, so we can share it with whoever could not attend at this time. We'll be happy to see you at for future online events. You can contact either of us with any questions you have. Our emails are pretty easy to remember once you remember how to pronounce our names, and we'll be happy to be in touch. Thank you again, Rabeeh, and have a nice rest of your day or afternoon or evening. Bye for now.
Thank you very much.
Bye. Thank you, Joshua.